Chaver Bezrat Hashem, the Kavod Shabbos Kodesh. What a day! What a day! And what's even crazy, what's like the craziest, is that there's 11 days until Chanukah. It's wild how we're here. It's wild how all we have is right now, and let's fire it up together. So it's Tefillah B'Shem Kol Yisrael for Pesach. We're Uve Ben Yosef Sar Baruch Bas Yehudis. Tova Bas Perel, Yona Bas Basa, Shir Bas Basa, Sana Ben Bani, every Neshama in Klal Yisrael, and Svi Ben Chana. You alone know how desperately we need help. Our soul needs help on every level. Our nefesh, ruach, and neshama. Our soul originates from the greatest heights, where she enjoyed the embrace of her Father in heaven. But to come down into this world, she has had to enter a gross material body like this. Woe for the son who has been exiled from his father's table. Your holy intention was for our own good, that we should be placed in a position of challenge in this lowly world. It is up to us to use our free will to overcome the physical limitations of our body and conquer the passions of our heart in order to come to you in this lowly world, which is so totally remote from your holiness. What should we do, Heavenly Father? We have not been able to receive your great goodness. We have not taken care of our soul. We have not made the effort to control our desires. You've tried us, but you did not find what you wanted. It's a pasuk. It's Rav Tanu Baal Timsa, I believe. My years have been wasted on vanity and emptiness because of our bodily appetites, which have remained entrenched in us from earliest childhood until today. Every day, we wait and hope for genuine spiritual redemption, but our hopes have been disappointed. Every single day, our urges attack us with greater force. We have no one to rely on except you, our Father in heaven. Have pity on us. Be kind to us, even though we have nothing to give you in return. Love us like a father loves his children. Answer us, Father. Answer us. Answer us, Creator. Answer us. Answer us, Redeemer. Answer us. Bring us to follow the path of your statutes and observe your laws. Help us and save us. Father Hashem. Words of Tefillah. Shem Kol Yisrael. Halacha l'maisa. Halacha l'maisa. Halacha l'Chanukah. The candles should be positioned in a row of equal height, not with one candle high and another one low. There should be a space between each light so that the flames do not draw close to one another, which would give the appearance of a torch. With wax candles, there should be enough of the space between each one so they are not heated by one another, causing the wax to drip and the candles to be ruined. If one filled a dish with oil and placed wicks around its perimeter, Then if he covers it with a vessel that has separate openings for each wick can be counted as one light. But if you did not cover it with a vessel, then it is not even counted as one light, because it is similar to the torch. Regarding a lamp that has 2 or more openings for wicks, 2 people should not light it even on the first day of Chanukah, because it will not be evident how many lights have been lit by each person. Zrat Hashem, we should know the difference. Chevra B'Shem Kol Yisrael. Chevra, this is a big one. It's a big Torah tonight. What is light? We've been speaking about light for the last 4 years. Baruch Hashem, 3 years, 2.5 years, however long it's been. What is light? Rav Shlomo says, I'm sure everyone has 10 million answers. And I'm sure all of us could give our own answers. Let me tell you what the Ishbizzer says Rav Shlomo. Rav Shlomo wants us to open up our hearts very deep right now. Let's say I tell you something which is very holy and exalted, which you didn't know before. So now that you know it, you have an added piece of information. Gewalt. Imagine a person didn't know that there is one God. I meet this person and explain to them, hey, brother, and prove to them that there is one God. Oh, they say. That's right. That's very nice. Very beautiful. Thank you very much. I didn't know that. Now they know. Now they know that there's one God. Do you think the way the world is now is the way it's supposed to be? We have to ask ourselves this question every single moment. People cheating each other, killing one another, hating each other. Our great prophets prophesied that one morning we'll wake up and there will be peace in the world. Then a person might say, oh, I didn't know that. But sure, it sounds good. Right? World peace? Don't we all want that? Thank you for telling me, holy prophets. Now, where can I get a book on peace? That's the question. And you answer, it's $1.25 at Pomeranz. And they're like, well, do you know of a secondhand book for 75 cents? What are they missing? What are they missing? They know the words, but there is no light behind it. There's no light behind it. Light is not information, says Rav Shlomo. Information does not change you. Right? We know Rav Shlomo said that there's 2 types of rabbis. There's a rabbi that gives over information, but then there's a rabbi that connects you to the deepest part of your soul. So light is that which lifts you beyond yourself, right? Not information, but light. When I'm connected to light, I am suddenly reaching a place I didn't even know existed. Imagine again, I didn't know there was one God, and suddenly somebody tells me, there really is one God. Only this time there is light. So gewalt. I can reach so high. Suddenly my soul expands 2 billion miles and reaches somewhere else. Our lives are beautiful, but unless there is light, you are dead. Have you heard the phrase living dead? Wasn't that like a band back in the day? I'm not holding. Grateful dead. When your knowledge doesn't change you and doesn't lift you to a higher place, when something is dead, it can't move. It's always the same. I'm the same when I say hello. I'm the same when I say goodbye. I'm the same when I eat an apple. I'm the same when I kiss my child. I'm always the same. I may have information, but I have no light inside. I'm dead. There's a lot going on here. But now let's go one more step deeper. Real light can only come when you burn pure oil. The Maccabees were allowed to use impure oil, but they wanted the pure oil. They wanted to use that pure oil. Defiled oil, impure oil isn't the same. It might produce physical light. It might give you the information, which we could see by the window, but it can't produce light that mamash changes a person forever. That expands his soul like we spoke about, 2 billion miles wide, didn't even know the places he could reach. Sometimes you hear teaching from somebody, and it's the same teaching you heard from a holy man yesterday. When you hear it from somebody holy, someone who's operating on pure oil, a great light shines inside of you. But if you hear the same words from someone who's operating on defiled oil, nothing changes within you. This is mamish, 1,000,001 different ways to interpret it. Chevra, what oil are we surrounding ourselves with? What oil? Are we seeking the pure oil? Are we surrounding ourselves with the pure oil or defiled? Rabbi Nachman says in Sefer Amidot like this: Eino domeh halomen mipi atzmo avameh mipi arav. There is nothing like learning from the mouth, straight from the mouth of the Rav, of the one with the pure oil. It's not the same. It's not compared to someone who learns by himself. Not saying that we have defiled oil or that our learning is defiled. But mamish, hearing it from the words of the purest oil, just warming up ourselves from the purest of the purest, from the highest level of oil, there's nothing like it. Experiencing someone who's operating on that level, there's nothing like it. Seeing it in person, it's mamish unbelievable. So let's go to the role of the tzaddik. The Divrei Menachem, Menachem Mendel Rimanov, says in the great Hasidic Masters, the book that everyone should get, by Avram Yaakov Finkel, the great Hasidic Masters it's called. And he talks about the role of the tzaddik, and he quotes a pasuk from Parshas Noach, I believe. God instructed Noach to build an ark, directing him, and we're speaking the English, directing him, take with you all the food that will be eaten and store it away to serve as food for you and for them. So what does Rav Menachem Mendel of Rimanov's Chusagin Alinu say? What does take with you all the food that will be eaten? The Rebbe says like this: Noach was the tzaddik. Noach was a big tzaddik. Noach was a big tzaddik. The righteous man of his generation. On a universal scale, the Torah describes in this verse the role of every tzaddik. He is to be a conduit through whom the flow of heavenly abundance is channeled to all of mankind, and through whom divine goodness is imparted to every Jew, right? Sharing that pure oil, whatever his needs may be. Allegorically, this is indicated by the words, take with you all the food that will be eaten. When we wake up every single day, what soul food are we intaking that day? Are we connecting ourselves to soul food? Or are we just going to try to be a living dead? Everything's the same. Mamash, everything's the same. Same. But mamash, are we surrounding ourselves with someone like Rav Aryeh Levine? Because we're having a chavruta, we're just going to share this last story. I know it's been long. Rav Avram Baharan, who established an outstanding school for girls in Israel, reminisce on what made him decide to devote his life to Jewish education. And this is in the book Tales of the Righteous by Rav Simcha Raz. It happened in my earth youth when I was a student in Eitz Chaim Talmud Torah. The study days in the Talmud Torah were very long, lasting until early evening. To keep us from getting hungry, the teachers during the afternoon would give each student a dish with some cakes. When the child would finish eating, it was permissible to receive an additional portion. One day I received my portion and began to eat. I was very hungry, and I was afraid that by that time I finished eating, the cakes would all be gone. So I went to the baker and asked for an additional portion. Chevra, mamash relate to the story. I feel like it happens every Shabbos meal. Start eating and then, start getting worried about the seconds. Unbelievable. She answered, but you already received your portion. I was very young, and in my anger, I upset the small plate of cakes, and they spilled on the floor. Naturally, a big commotion broke out, and I didn't know what to do or where to go. The next day, they told me that the spiritual director of the Talmud Torah, the Tzaddik Rav Ari Levine, wanted to see me. I was fearful of such a meeting, and I was certain that he would chastise me as I deserved. When I entered his office, a small room under the staircase in the Talmud Torah, he sat me down next to him and said to me, I heard what happened with you last evening. It sounds to me that you love to eat cakes. Here is a plate of them. Sit and eat to your heart's content as much as you want. At that moment, I said to myself, I just received a lesson in education. When I grow up, if God permits me, I want to be a Jewish educator. Now, Chevra, the light may not just be through information, but it could be any experience, it could be any situation, it could be anyone that's operating with that pure oil that we spoke about. Mamash, we have to search for it. It could be right next to us. Let's open up our eyes. Let's surround ourselves with the holy oils. So let's be open to change. Give ourselves more soul food. Connect ourselves to great people, to great leaders, to tzaddikim. B'ezrat Hashem, Chevra. We shall all be well. We shall all be healthy, happy, successful. Fired up.